We're back, episode 502. We were gamers. Hello, Michael.
Welcome back, sports fans.
Hello. Well, you cut me off.
No,
Hello,
did I?
JJ.
I didn't mean to scoop you.
No, it's good. It's good. It's funny. It was a better transition, but we still have to say hi to JJ.
Hell, you can scoop me like the ball into the back of the net.
Not unless you're the goalie and you own goal
scooping.
yourself, or you're
Yeah.
Young Ho Koo the ball as the U.S. goalie. Whew. That's the end of the World Cup, huh? Actually, I think it's more exciting, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean.
If
I'm still watching.
You caught any of the Argentina game today, it is still quite exciting.
Yeah, man. The Egyptian team was all about the refs aren't fair situation.
Yeah, heartbreaker.
It did seem like Argentina got a bunch of calls at the end.
It kind of did a little bit.
Yeah, little rubber banding from the black and white team.
Yeah. But also like that England-Mexico game was an all-timer. That game was like a banger too.
Wow, what a game.
Yeah.
So we're midway through the World Cup. We got some really, really good teams left, I think. And whether or not they're all perfect, they all will match up well. And I wasn't excited until now, and now I kind of am.
Well, you joined right when there's like less than 2 weeks left, ignoring the fact that it's been going for like 3 weeks.
No. I mean, I've been paying attention, but it's kind of like it goes so long and you get your hopes up that the U.S. team's any better than they've ever been. And it's like, nah, they're just going to lose in the round of 16 like always.
Well, I think actually, like, just to talk about the U.S. team's last game, they played worse than every game I saw them play this tournament. And yes, the other team is much better. Sure, we were likely to lose. They played like crap. Like every single player was bad
on the field.
Yeah, they looked scared the whole game. They looked like they were. Every time someone got the ball, it was like the deer in the headlights, being like, dribbling, forward, and then the ball was stolen, and they got scored on. Like,
that's wild.
Joke mode out there for the U.S.
Well, hopefully, Erling Haaland can bring it home for Norway, as they seem to be the darling of the tournament at this point.
Yeah, that dude is pretty good. England looked pretty strong though. That'll be a good match.
Yeah,
Mbappe though, no one can count out the dictator.
No,
as they call him.
That's true. You can never count out France, with or without him. But you can never count out.
The defending champs are still in there, so.
Well, it's not the only must-see TV currently. SGDQ is going on. Summer games done quick.
Heck yeah.
And
a perennial favorite.
So we got to talk about it on this show. It's so much fun. And the runs seem to have improved a little bit. I looked at the list. AGDQ for me was like a low point for a while. It was one of those, like, I'm not as excited as I have been in a long time. And they brought back the donation system that I implored them to not lose. So this one seems an improvement.
Yeah, I'm very excited for a lot of things on the schedule. I think JJ and I both watched a similar run the other day. One of the opening was a Castlevania Symphony of the Night run, where the runner was running it in any % luck mode.
Which I think luck mode used to be like long ago. We're talking like 5 years ago or whatever. That's long in speedrunning, right?
Yes.
It seems like it.
I think luck mode used to be its own category, but now regular any % just does the route that luck mode does because it's faster. So there's kind of no separate category for luck mode anymore. Because of the various tricks that you use, being in luck mode helps you for it in various ways. But yeah, I think he spent a long time explaining a trick that he unfortunately didn't get to.
Bummer.
Yeah, he was close. He was trying to hit there's a cycle timer that he's trying to hit, and basically it's a 7-minute. You hit a certain point inside the clock by 7 minutes, and if you do it right, you can just make it past a statue that moves out of the way every other minute.
Oh,
So
right.
if
So
you miss
he
it, you
needed
just
to get in
stand there
there.
for up to 60 seconds.
Yeah, I think
Oof.
he needed to get in there at like 5:58 or whatever, and he got there at like 6:03 or something, and then he was like, well,
Oh
then
man.
they read a bunch of donations. But his time
Yeah.
was good, basically, besides that.
Even without
So
that, yeah.
if you took like almost a minute off his time, it would be very close to world record.
Whoa. The Silk Song runner seemed to hit a lot of the tricks he I think it was he was trying to hit. At least by my estimation. I was trying not to watch too closely because I didn't want a ton of spoilers, but they were doing a lot of people were barking or wooing or something.
Yeah.
The sound that the fleas make when you rescue them, apparently.
Right. Yeah. You played Hollow Knight, right, Andy? I'm trying to remember.
No, I didn't.
No?
No.
Okay.
I watched people play it at GDQs though. So
Okay. So you save those little caterpillars in the first game?
oh sure.
These are the fleas are the caterpillars, and they make this little cute awoo sound, and so that's what people were doing.
Oh, okay.
So I think he
Got
was
it.
doing a run that was like all fleas, basically.
Yes.
Well, this will have come out probably after SGDQ is over. So, any highlights that you guys are going to want to talk about in the future, or things you're looking forward to that we can mark down to talk about, so we don't forget.
Oh, I know. I know there were some. I'm
I
scrolling
always
real
like
fast through the.
they usually do one or two of the skill game kind of things, like some of those dancing games or the Tetris games or things of those natures. I've always liked watching those when they do
those
them.
are usually in the summer, aren't they?
Yep,
Yeah.
They already did a Crypt the Necrodancer.
That's one that's pretty cool
Whoa,
because
they
it's all
did.
like
I'll have to go
rhythm.
back and watch that.
Yeah, that was an early one. I think they did it on day one, maybe right
There's
after Soten.
Tetris is on the 10th, so I'll be interested in seeing that.
Yeah, that'll definitely be good.
Personally, I think that they have done a great job this time in adding in more randomizers. So there's a Wind Waker randomizer, which I think we have seen before.
I saw
And
that. I'm excited to see that one.
there's also Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix randomizer.
Yes, and Spike Vegeta is running that one.
Yes, exactly.
That is high
Thank
on
you.
my list. I've seen him do that on his channel.
What even is that? What do you randomize about that game?
I don't know.
So,
I'm very happy to find out.
I can tell you if you're curious.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the category for that one in particular is randomizer hit list co-op. So all of the item pickups inside the game are completely randomized. So drops from bosses, drops from chests, and there's one other way to pick things up. But all of the items in the game, I don't think it's the shops, because I don't think they really use the shops in many of the runs.
Okay.
But all the items are randomized, and then they have a list of goals. Usually, I think it's a list of different bosses, and they have to pick like 7 out of 10 kind of thing that they want to face. And so the bosses that they face are very much determined by the things that they find in drops as the randomizer goes on, right? So like they find certain abilities that help them with one boss but not another. Well, that boss gets shuffled much higher on the hit list.
Oh, okay. And I guess Kingdom Hearts 2, I don't remember. Kingdom Hearts 1 was really hard to do a randomizer because the worlds were locked off in order. You couldn't really
maybe there's like more open mode.
They've got all the worlds unlocked. I don't think they have to go through. I think it's set up so that all the worlds are just unlocked off the bat.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense.
The whole last day looks like a bunch of bangers. It's Mass Effect 3, Kingdom Hearts 2, Super Mario 64 with a Tazbot, Zelda Link to the Past all dungeons, and then the final game, JJ, is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Any percent.
That'll be an interesting one because I suspect any percent. I wonder, are there a bunch of out of bounds in that game? It's very
It says
possible.
restricted, so I guess that means no major glitches.
No major clips.
Okay. So then get ready to watch someone parry a lot, because that's going to be what that game is, I assume.
I don't know, man. The runner's name,
90 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
the
right.
runner's name is Zero Leet, so you know it's going to be good.
All right. Yeah, that's the name of the person you want doing that.
All right. Well, since we were so positive on video game news, we should go to negative video game news and really balance things out on this podcast, since no one should accuse us of not talking about the travesty at Xbox.
It's not like we want to talk about it, to be fair. They're doing this. It's not us.
They're making us do this to you.
Yeah. Wow. How many jobs? 3,000 something? 3,200?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think that's
not including the studios that are going to shut down?
It was 1,600 on the day of the announcement, and then 3,200 this year, which sounds like they have more they want to lay off, but like laws prevent them, you know?
Yeah.
And then, they're spinning off several studios to be independent companies now, it sounds like. Double Fine and the people who just made South of Midnight, whose name I've forgotten.
Compulsion.
There you go. Thank you, Andy.
State of Decay is in trouble, as the State of Decay 3 hasn't even come out yet, and they're going to spin off Undead Labs.
That feels dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a studio working for Xbox, like, Obsidian, Bethesda, it sounds like all those guys all got hit with big layoffs. It sounds like Blizzard didn't get hit with layoffs yet.
Yeah.
But it sounds like pretty much everybody under Xbox got kind of gutted. And that's bad for many, many, many reasons. But
I wonder if by the end of 2027, Blizzard will be an independent studio again.
Maybe.
Come full circle.
If there's any people there that want that,
I think you could have a Morheim come back and be like, hey, I'll buy my business back. Give me half of what you sold it to me.
Hey. That would be very funny. If they're willing to let all the IP go, I'm sure he would consider it, right?
Yeah, I mean, right? You got to think about it at a certain point.
So, it's just a bummer, man, right? Like, if you work on any game, for Xbox, I can't imagine any of those studios are like, this is definitely a good sign that the business is strong, like,
yeah,
this is like alarm bells, like the ship is going down, flee. Like,
I think we tried to give them some credit when it was like, oh, they're assigning new people and they're reshuffling, and no, it's just hatchet job. It's all that they're in for is make room for more AI spending.
Yeah, and I suspect, it's hard to know, right? But like, they haven't been doing good, right? It sounds like the big bet on Game Pass that they made did not pan out in any sort of way. And they're just like, well, this was all a big mistake. Thanks, Phil. Thanks, Phil, for consolidating everybody so that we can burn it all down at once.
Yeah, it really feels like they gave up on it, got rid of Phil so that he couldn't fix it or do better at it or change it or whatever.
I mean, at some point the executives have to pay for mistakes that they make during their leadership, and Phil's bet was big on Game Pass and that didn't pay out. So executive, gets told to retire. Executives don't really face consequences here. Let's be real, right?
No.
Yeah.
Not their own. They face the consequences of their predecessors, right?
Right. And he, Phil righted the ship after the previous Xbox debacle, right? Xbox One, that whole nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was told, you're okay, your latest Game Pass thing didn't work out. Goodbye. And we're going to bring in the Hatchet Man to Bloodlet.
Yeah. Wild. Well,
you wish the best for all those people. You hope the companies get to make the games they want, right?
Obviously, we're not plugged into it, so we don't have like a whole bunch of stories to tell or whatever, but you just got to wish the best for everybody, I guess. Yeah, move on.
Yeah, hope they land on their feet.
Speaking of fire sales, though, JJ.
Yeah?
The Steam sale got me a few games. It might still be going on.
I think it ends in the next couple days, so...
Okay.
Well, two more days for us, I think, as we talk.
do we need to be purchasing your most recent edition?
I picked up a little game called TerraTech Legions. Have you guys heard of this game?
No.
TerraTech Legions. No.
All right, I'm gonna sell this to you in the most We Were Gamers coded way.
Okay, hit us with it.
I hate doing the like reductive this plus this thing, but like
that's okay. Most
It's okay,
things are
it's
now
okay.
this plus that.
We'll understand what you mean.
Vampire Survivors plus
Okay.
Solid start.
building a gummy ship.
Oh, back to Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
Except you drive a vehicle around, so the controls are more like driving controls. You got an accelerate button, a boost button, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But
why gummy ship and why not like you're saying drive? Is it not just like a car or something that you're adding onto?
So you're a car, yeah, or you're a thing. I've only played a little bit, but like this is what I've seen, and you can go watch the videos on the Steam page and learn. But like I'm a little car that's mostly square. When you start with one little gun that's pointing forward, but like when you level up, you get weapons, and then you got to put them on the car. But like where you put them and how you orient them, like matters, right? So like you point the gun to the side, it shoots to the side. If you point it forward, it shoots forward. If you point it backward, it shoots backwards. And they have their own arcs and things like that. But you have extra blocks, and you can stick blocks on the side or underneath or above or whatever to like give you more mounting points, like the gummy ship, right? Where it's like, oh, I want to have another wing. Like it doesn't matter that the wing doesn't make any sense. If I just put a wing over here, you get more points or whatever. Yeah, I got another wheel. All right, I'll stick a wheel in the back, whatever. There we go. More wheel. Oh, I got more guns. All right, like let's put a gun over here. And each of the guns have their own thing. Like there's an energy gun that has a 360-degree arc, which is cool. But like if you mount it on the side of your thing, you only get 180, right?
Sure,
or you mount it on the very top of your car, it has the full 360, but it's not as close to the side, so you don't have as much range, right? All this kind of stuff. And then it's like a Vampire Survivors thing. There's like a billion enemies, and you're driving around, your car is blasting constantly, and you can press the boost button to like get a quick burst of speed and run guys over. You pick up the little experience points, and you level up, and you do the thing. It's pretty cool.
It looks good. I was watching.
I'm watching a video also. Yeah, yeah. I was watching video also.
The gummy ship building stuff seems really intriguing. There's like a lot of different kinds of weapons. There's mines, there's bombs, there's like these, ray gun type and shotgun type things, machine gun type things, all with different stats. You can level up things. You get pieces of like equipment essentially. Oh, I attach this fuel tank to my car and I go boost 10% faster, or this RAM gives me HP, and all these sorts of things. It looks really, really cool. And I think the driving aspect of it is a little more interesting than Vampire Survivors, maybe. Because you have to accelerate like a car kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. This looks amazing, and it looks exactly like the gummy ships type design where you're just adding blocks on.
Yeah, they're like big squares or little circles or like little L blocks or whatever.
It's not as ticky tack. It's more like what weapons you want on there. All right, that's it. Let's go. Kind of thing.
And also like make sure they face the direction you want, because like you could point the shotguns to the side if you want. Like it's allowed.
Yeah,
right.
And
I think this is cool, and guess what? It's on Game Pass,
and it's on sale, and it's pretty cheap. So I would check it out.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass though. I forgot to mention it actually while we were talking about the Xbox thing. They also said as part of that announcement that they're gonna not have the Activision games coming straight to Game Pass right away. Like the next Call of Duty
Game Pass is not long for this world. Like they're going to cancel Game Pass, man. Like that thing is about to die. Like if you used to have an active subscription to that thing, I would be like canceling my credit card and removing it like as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Or play as many games as possible.
Sure. Try and get the best out of it you can, because it's on the way out. IMO.
Yeah, it's too bad because I imagine that will kill the. Well, it may not kill the ROG. What is that? The ROG ally that was linked up to that system.
Yes.
It's just a PC, right? You could just install stuff, so I don't see why you
That's
couldn't
true.
install anything else.
That's true. Well, this leads me
Install
to big...
Steam OS and then make it a Steam Deck.
Just a more powerful Steam Deck. Yeah. This leads me, of course, to ask the question, because it is also still on sale. Did you do your homework?
Yeah. I was given a homework assignment to check out Endless Legend, a 4X game that I had and had no memory of. And I don't know that I ever played this game before. So I must have got it free somewhere, somehow.
I checked your Steam page, and it said that you had just the right amount of time to get the cards. So I assume you had not played it.
Yeah, that sounds like something I bought or got for free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Andy, if you're looking for a 4X game, I don't know if this is the one.
But no.
But maybe I'll explain it to you and then you can decide. I played like maybe 2 or 3 hours, so not really a lot. I didn't get super deep into the game. The faction I chose is kind of a science-based faction, I think, based on their technologies and the stuff I got.
Mm-hmm.
But the game has clearly has a lot of cool systems. A lot more focus on the battle stuff is very, very different. In actually a pretty cool way, and maybe this will intrigue you. You know, so in like Civ, when you run 2 units into each other and they fight, you know, it's sort of just like arrows shoot across or the swords poke back or whatever, and then numbers go down, and then the
numbers have already decided the battle before the animations.
Kind of, yeah. So here, that's
in
not
very clear ways, for sure.
Yeah, here it's not really the case, and maybe there's like auto resolve features and stuff. I didn't really investigate those, but you kind of enter like a turn-based initiative order, like strategy battle game.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my your units move in groups of armies, and your army can have a number of units in it. Usually there's a little number above its head to show how many total units there are, and the units can be of various strengths within that army. You know, and then there are also hero units who have to be attached to an army or a city, but are not like a unit that can move around on the map by themselves.
Okay.
And then when you go into battle, you spawn, you know, it takes place on the map, but like kind of it clears everything away and sort of makes like a grid out of the area where you are, puts some high ground and low ground and stuff like that. And then you move your little units into an array, and then you start the battle. And it's like an initiative-based, like your speed is high, so your guys will act first kind of thing. And then, you know, you give them an order, I'm going to go here and then attack this person or whatever. And once you've done moves for all your guys, you hit OK, and then all the moves play out in order of, you know, whose speed is highest or whatever. But you can't see what the enemy's moves are going to be. So, like, if you have everyone attack the one enemy, that might be fine, but the enemy might also run away, and then none of your people are going to be able to hit them or whatever, right?
Okay.
Oops. Yeah.
So you have to do a little bit of thinking there. Know which of your guys are fast, which ones are slow, etc.
Got it.
But the AI seems to be pretty good about like, okay, everyone killed this one, I'll just have it attack the next one if there's only one target or whatever. So it doesn't like waste your turns so much. But it is an interesting little game. But as a result, like, you know, the combats take a lot longer. And there's a lot less combat. So far, at least for me.
Okay.
You know, your units, your armies and your units have upkeep costs. You earn, you know, gold in your cities. But the cities don't grow so quickly as they do in Civ. I don't know if that's my faction, which was like very science-based, and maybe they just don't have big growth or whatever. But like, if you want to expand the footprint of your city out, you have to build a structure on the physical map that lets you take over more tiles.
Oh, okay. And it's not like older civs where the city just was inside the tile and it was fine and it would grow or whatever.
No, you need the tiles your city occupies determines what resources it has. And your city generates workers over time based on food. Stop me if you've heard this one before.
Yeah.
That stuff all works the same. You can assign the workers to various resources. It's a little more simplified than Civ. You don't work tiles. You sort of work generalized resources. Oh, okay. Well, this city makes like 10 food and 10 science and 10 production, and you can assign the people how you want between these various things and the other resources you have to generate more or less of those things.
Okay.
So you can kind of put your thumb on it and be like, all right, I want more production or I want more science or whatever, but you can't really change the fact that like all these tiles give me science. I'm going to be making lots of science. Unless you build the building that gives you more tiles, right? Which you probably do want to do because...
Why wouldn't you?
And like the workers don't scale linearly, right? It's not like one person gives you one more of a thing. At some point, there's diminishing returns.
Okay.
There's also neutral factions, a lot of them in this game. Which have like some interesting properties like the city-states and stuff in Civ, but they're much more focused on like you can integrate these neutral factions into your empires, which is a cool little system. Things give quests. Like that's kind of an interesting one. You can teach your army to like parlay with these neutral factions.
Civ 6 had some quests in it, but it was more like if you build this thing, they'll become your friend.
This isn't super different from that, but you have to like opt into the questing as opposed to just like attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only option you have at the start is attack, but like after you research some technology, now all of a sudden you can talk to these people. And then if you complete the quest, you can build a thing in your city that will integrate them into your empire. You get some like bonus across all your units, which is cool. But also you can then build the unit of that minor faction, from your town or whatever. So I took over like a tribe of like Minotaur people or whatever.
Okay.
And now all my units have a very small amount of health regen, which was sweet. And then I could build those Minotaur units as new army units, to have. Annoyingly, the like Civ though, the construction queue is all like one thing. So like if you want to build a military unit or a thing in your city or all those sorts of things, all use the same like building queue, right?
Okay.
So like you can't be building armies and buildings at the same time. You can be researching technology at the same time as those other things because the tech tree is separate. So it kind of leads to a little bit of like, well, do I need people or do I need buildings? Sort of the same trade-off that Civ has there.
What leaves you with the it's not the solution if you want to play 4X? Or is it Civ and not necessarily is it Civ 7's fault or could it be better than Civ 7? But first, what leaves you with that opinion?
I think my opinion on the game is that it's just slower. And there's nothing wrong with that, but this game feels like it's going to, and I was playing on standard, normal, whatever. I didn't make any changes to any of the properties of the game. There's no real campaigns that I was able to see, but Civ doesn't really have that either. So I don't really feel, that's needed. Mm-hmm. But like the normal game I'm playing, like I got through like maybe 50 or 60 turns and I felt like I had done like nothing. Like I had conquered like a little section of my area. I had built a couple of resource generating buildings and I was about to, found a second city in 50 turns.
That sounds like a slow mode.
Yeah. So that's the thing. This was normal. I did not change any of the settings. Right. And maybe the settings I need to be turning up, I don't know. Maybe I need to play on fast or something. But it definitely just felt very slow. And that was the thing I didn't like about it. And, as a result, all the battles take longer because when you engage in a battle, you have to do this whole turn-based thing and run back and forth and preserve the health on your units and yada, yada. So like you can't do things as quickly, which is okay because there's less of them, right? There's just a lot less units running around on the map just because they take a long time to build, right?
Right.
So that's okay. But like then also anytime you get into a fight with anything, it takes forever. So, pluses and minuses. I don't know. But yeah,
got it.
The thing that I was against is the game felt very slow. And that's the reason I don't know if it's what you want.
Well, I'm definitely always looking out for my time, so I appreciate that. It would be a bummer to start that up and be like, this is just way too slow. Way too slow. Does it inspire you to try Civ 7 again?
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't been in the 4X mood. But maybe, one of these days, I'm definitely going to go back now that they've made some big updates to that. I just haven't felt the need.
Right on. Should this be the moment that both of you get together on Mina the Hollower again? Or is Mina the Hollower taking kind of a backseat situation?
I know my place on Mina the Hollower, but Michael, are you interested in playing?
I mean, yes, I do plan on playing. I know you backed it, so you already had a vested interest. But having played the demo, I am all in on what they're selling.
Yeah, so I have beaten the game. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. I don't know that I did 100% or whatever. I got to the end, saw the credits. I feel like I had a really good experience, and I think people should play that game. That is a fun game.
Credits already. It feels like so fast.
It's not that long. The whole game is like 20 something hours or something, and a bunch of that is like me wandering around trying to figure out what to do.
Okay.
It is foremost an action game, despite the kind of a Castlevania-y or like Zelda-y, thing, more than it is a Dark Souls-y, like open world-y thing, even though it has notes of those things.
Yeah, it's supposed to harken back, right?
Yeah, you definitely feel a lot of that like Zelda open world, where do I go? Where's the next dungeon, quote unquote, thing?
Mm-hmm.
But then kind of the areas are a little more railroady than I feel some of Zelda's are. In Link to the Past, you can wander around through the overworld kind of right from the go, right? And like, if you don't know where some of those dungeons are, you're going to be wandering a long time, like until you randomly find the temple or whatever, right?
Right one. Yep.
But in this, kind of once you get into the quadrant of where a thing is, there aren't that many paths, and they all do eventually lead to the thing.
Yeah. And having played through the demo, and maybe the rest of it opens up a little bit more, but the level that they had in there was definitely kind of like on rails. There's one way to go through this, screen to screen.
Okay. Well, speaking of on rails, I think we have a few more inputs that have convinced me. I think that Star Wars release order is the answer. Reached out to more friends of the pod, so we'll put it on rails and not do the machete order. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, maybe. See what happens.
Yeah, at some point you kind of got to let your kids take it, right? Like they'll tell you if they're over this thing or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true.
Yep.
I guess you could always try the other series if it didn't work out, but may or may not. But I think 4 makes the strongest argument for Star Wars in general. I don't think there's any argument about that. Although 1 is great for kids, probably. But
yeah, I mean, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, see where they go, and then if they want to see more, there is more.
Yep. Well, there's always going to be more. At least 3 more, I think, seasons of Invincible. Michael.
Oh yeah.
I
Has
think
the time come?
The time has come. You have completed season 4 of Invincible. I am curious to know not just how much you were maybe shocked by the ending. Well, I guess maybe not shocked is the right answer, but at least surprised by some decisions that some main characters made, despite the horrific things that happened to everybody.
Yeah.
Spoilers,
yeah,
I guess.
definitely ends you. Yeah, I guess that's where to start, right?
Spoilers.
It definitely ends on on quite the cliffhanger there, right? Mark comes back from the final battle that destroys Viltrum, and he's very clearly suffering from PTSD. And then it turns out that I'll say this: he starts having hallucinations when he gets back, right?
Mhm.
And then in the very last moment of one, it turns out that it's not actually a hallucination. He's really face to face with Thrag. I feel like maybe there was one too many moments where
Hallucinations?
I feel like there was like I got what they were trying to do, right? Like they set him up for this moment where the last one is real, right? Like he's not hallucinating, but I feel like they hit me with it one too many times.
Or were some of the other ones real, and now
Oh,
you
there's that possibility too,
now you
right?
might be recognizing that some of them were real and he wasn't crazy.
But I think in all of them, he like someone winds up dead who very clearly is not, right? Like
Right.
you see them in the next scene.
Yeah.
The
True.
thing I didn't, I think they did like Michael said, they were trying to do a fake out, and I think that the thing that I didn't like about it was it had me convinced for a large portion of the scene that it was still a fake out and that it wasn't real.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I'm slightly poisoned by knowledge, so like I know what it is, but the show in the way it was constructed left open the door that it was still fake, you know?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I don't think that was their intent, or maybe it was, but it didn't seem like that was the thing to do based on how they were ending it.
And I think they had done a much more successful fake out earlier in the season with Conquest.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah, I
end of that
like that.
episode where it zooms back to where he's buried and the camera like zooms in, and then just zooms back out, episode over. I felt that one was much more successful and much funnier. So this
Yeah.
one, like I got what they were doing, and it almost worked, but I felt that they were just a little heavy-handed with it.
Do you feel like the second battle with Conquest was worth seeing or not? Because a lot of people in the comics were like really horrified by what happened during the second Conquest battle. I remember it was a pretty seminal moment for the book. But here maybe it didn't feel as important. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess I didn't get the feeling that it was more special or less special than any of the other big battles they had. It was more final, I guess, which was new, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I didn't get it didn't feel like a turning point in the show or anything, if that's what you're
In
kind of
the
aiming
way
at.
they did it in the show, it almost felt more like a means to an end, right? Like they need to be stranded on this planet for several months for the story that they're telling. Here's the way we're going to strand them,
Right,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
as opposed to the way they set up the first fight, which is the end of the season. Like we're
The big
defending
showdown.
Earth. We're the last line of defense.
Yeah. Man, there's a there's so much coming in this story that it's so wild.
The curse
That
of
I just
foresight.
Yeah.
well, yeah, I try to remember what order a lot of things happen in, um, because I keep thinking about them and I don't want to say like, oh wait,
Well,
but this
let's
person
talk about
interacts
stuff
with that.
that did happen
You guys,
here.
so you guys lead because I want you
Did
to make
you
sure that yeah.
did you guys enjoy the Nolan and Oliver bonding on the planet time that we got? It was a fair amount of that, right? It was almost a whole episode, it felt like.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
I like where they got in the end. Right, the build up to it is definitely a lot of angsty teenager.
Yeah.
Not that
Yeah,
So
he
the
isn't not that he isn't justified in this scenario, but
right. I
well,
just, do you believe the character turn here? for either of them, I guess.
Do I believe the character turn? Half of it, I guess. It's different than the book a little bit, so it's hard for me to. I wonder why they changed a few things.
Sure.
Oliver and Thrag and all that is a little bit different.
Okay.
And I think they may have changed it. He said that he wants to change the outcomes of the story for certain characters. And I wonder if the relationship between him and Nolan actually matters for some of those changes coming up. Maybe that's why
Okay.
they invested so much time into it.
Yeah,
But
because it is a long portion of the series runtime for the relative
it's a short
payoff.
8 episodes, right?
Yeah.
This feels like a lot of setup. This is what this season felt like to me.
Yeah, you get the big battle, but really mostly what you're setting up is, Alan and Tech Girl or whatever. What's her name? Tech Girl?
Tech Jacket.
Tech Jacket? Okay. She doesn't wear a jacket, so I guess I don't. They don't ever call people by their names either, so I guess it's like hard
Zoe.
Zoe, yeah. You get them kind of like being friends and stuff. You get the final confrontation with the Viltrumites and blowing up the planet, but you don't the death of what's his face, I was about to say Emperor, but that's not him. He's the
Grand
leader
Regent?
of the Alliance or whatever.
Thetis.
Thaddeus.
I think Michael's right, yeah. So you get all that stuff, you get all the stuff with the Alliance and the traitor and all that, and like maybe some of that stuff was bigger in the book and felt kind of tacked on here,
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't know where any of that's going. Maybe it shows up more later, right? Like, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's, to me, if they had had a few more episodes, it would have been good, because it ends in a very cool spot, I think, as a cliffhanger for people that haven't seen it before. But it's a little bit awkward, actually, unless they're going to change some stuff going forward. But for you guys, that's why I kind of like wonder your opinions overall, especially given where season 3 ended with a lot of characters, gone and rebuilding, and like the conquest fight being so close to the end, where it was like, oh, wow, this changes a lot of, things. Versus, it felt like a lot of like a setup pace to me.
They did leave a lot of stuff dangling, right? Like they sent Monster Girl and Robot
And
off into the
Rex.
portal, and Rex is. So like, all this stuff is like kind of still left out there in ways they didn't do in the previous seasons, I feel, right? Like there was, Angstrom, I guess, was still hanging out, but like it wasn't really, I guess you're more used to the bad guys being loose ends in superhero stuff. They just put him in Arkham Asylum or whatever, right? Like
he'll be back in 3 episodes.
No one's ever really gone in that way. So so it felt weird to have the heroes kind of left in the lurch for a bunch of things. Obviously long plot line stuff, like we're not going to resolve whatever, what's going on with Eve. Obviously that stuff is, still in the air. So, but like it felt like a lot more of the main characters are sort of left in the lurch here at the end. And maybe they just want to, make a good cliffhanger for the next season or whatever. But yeah, it felt like maybe they needed another couple episodes to resolve a couple things,
Yeah, it's tough because this is a long running storyline that we're in the middle of now, and while there are a lot of side pieces, this kind of continues on for a while, and so it's a weird thing that has to end in the middle of it, especially if they're going to go for a bunch more seasons. But having gotten to this point of it, I wonder if they'll change some stuff. because it's cool though. It's cool. Yeah,
You know,
there's a
and
lot.
maybe this is the other, like they're moving from semi-discrete storylines that fit in an individual season to a overarching serial plot line that is now spanning multiple seasons.
Yeah, we've
And
reached the big story.
And I'm feeling the shift there. It could definitely be something like that, right?
The comic went through a large shift towards the middle and towards the end. This is not towards the end, by the way, where there were larger arcs. I don't know if you've read a bunch of comic books, but sometimes when there are huge arcs and storylines, they put on the front like the name of the story, like the Court of the Owls or whatever for Batman, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like 12 issues, first of 12 issues or whatever.
Right.
Invincible did have storylines that lasted in 12 issue arcs, but they weren't ones that like they had on the front cover until much later in this in the show, like the Viltrumite War. So this was the first one that I can remember in the book that was like, okay, big arc time, put it on the cover. And
do you
that
think
then
that is a
continued
comics
onward?
Oh, sorry. Do you think that is a comics business thing? Like they weren't doing that, so they didn't do that until other people were doing it, kind of thing?
No, you got to remember that Invincible was an anti-Superman book, right? It was like,
so they were just trying to buck the trend for a while.
Yes. So they bucked for a long time, and then maybe they were like, well, we should probably let people know,
Yeah. And how much of it too is not knowing if you're going to be around, right? Like you write
that's
the
the other
first
thing
ones,
I was
you
wondering.
write the first ones to be a little more self-contained in terms of stories, and then once you've got an audience and some backing, you're like, okay, let's spread our wings a little bit and actually tell a big story now that we don't think we're going to be, going anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah,
a little bit of down on this one, although it was a fun show for memes, huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive on the show, as a whole, but yeah, this wasn't my favorite season so far. But, sometimes the build-up seasons aren't, right?
Yeah.
I think if I had to compare it to like Game of Thrones' build-up season, this one was better.
Yeah, but which build-up season? It's not like you don't want it to be season 7. You want it to be like season 3,
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely had some stellar moments.
Yeah. It's still some good standouts. I thought they did a great job doing the planet destruction. It really felt even cooler than the comic.
I also enjoyed several moments of humor throughout the show. The
Battle Beast,
Battle Beast stuff being like, "Can I kill him?" No.
The one that really had me laughing was the conversation between Mark and Damien over why does your helmet do that?
Oh, sure.
Where they're just falling endlessly down the pit and they need to be talking about something.
I think the best success of the show, because Battle Beast, I don't think Battle Beast was like very much comedic relief in the comic. At least I don't remember him being that. But like getting Michael Dorn to do the voice for Battle Beast and changing him into comic relief is wonderful.
Glorious.
Perfectly cast and decided.
I also enjoyed several moments of Nolan and Alan buddy cop comedy duo.
I'm glad it didn't last too long, but it was good.
No, it's just the right amount.
Like, let's recruit the Rangers or whatever, and then every single one they show up to is like, Nolan's here, kill him. Like
Nolan is a very good straight man to Alan's goofy.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of picture those two actors too, right?
Oh, for sure,
totally.
Yeah. Doing a little buddy cop thing. Yeah. Well, Michael, you're on the hook for we've made you put us first for putting Invincible out there, but now it's your turn. It sounded like you had a homework assignment for somebody. That's the new name of the game.
So this is for both of you, and it's going to loop back to the beginning of our episode here, and it's something that we do kind of incidentally at this time of year every year, but I'm gonna codify it into an assignment for you too. So it is SGDQ time, beloved. I want you guys to pick a game that you know nothing about and watch the run and report back. How you
that's a great one.
pick it is completely up to you. But pick something that you know zero about the game and then watch the run and report back.
I am sure 20%, if not more, of my decision making will be when I have free time.
Oh, yes.
Although they do pretty well with VODs, right?
Yeah, I was about to say,
they're much
allow me
better about it
to
these
say,
days.
the Twitch VODs are all up and are broken by chapters, and the chapters are by the game. So you can just sort through on Twitch. I think it works on YouTube also, but I don't know if the breakups are as good on YouTube.
They've got chapters in them on the YouTube videos, so they're
okay.
You can jump right to introduction of the runner, start of the run.
So yeah, that is the way I will be doing it almost certainly, because it's catching stuff live is so hard with work and all that. But like, true. This is a great idea, Michael. Like,
okay,
good one.
Oh, there's a Balatro run. I should watch that.
Nope, you have to know nothing about it. You already know a lot about that game.
Well, you can still watch that one, but that doesn't count for your assignment.
It's on Friday afternoon. Even better. Right before the Tetris tournament finals, JJ.
Doesn't count. We know stuff about it.
Oh.
I mean, I'm going to be watching it anyway, though, because Balatro is cool.
Well, you might be at work, unless you're off this Friday. It'll be
I guess I don't know. I'd have to go look. I forget.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Whoa, I found it. I'm going to watch this one. Okay. I'm going to keep it a surprise, though.
Ooh, all right.
That's really funny. Okay. Until next time, you still have a chance to get your Star Wars orders in.
Yeah, you should send that to us at podcast@weweregamers.com. You can also get it us at Facebook and on Blue Sky at We Were Gamers. And you should go check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@weweregamers.
I think I'm going to make my wife and I watch the 4K 70, 80, and 83 versions also.
Oh,
not really,
okay.
Not really related to, your watching situation, Andy, but I think I'm going to try and watch them together. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Sounds good.